So we're going to do the live stream now on YouTube. Okay, YouTube, you might probably be hearing me right now. Give me 2 seconds as I set up here. Okay, but I felt the need to come on live today because we needed to get ahead of this story enough, and I genuinely did not have the time to discuss this issue, which I really do think it's a very serious issue that we need to figure out. So, YouTube, going on live. Thank you all so much for joining me today. We're going to talk about these problematic posts and these problematic posts that appeared over the weekend in English and Spanish, okay, that have no corroborating evidence, and that we need to make sure that we all understand exactly where we are when it comes to ticket prices for the 2026 World Cup. The main headline is this: the tickets are not going to average $305 net summer. Let me repeat that one more time. I'm going to have to keep repeating that stat line. The ticket prices for 2026 will not average $305. Okay? They're not they're not going to average $305. They're going to be higher. It is going to be much higher. Okay? I can't tell you how much. I don't have that information. But here's how we're going to break this down, okay? Here's how we're going to break this down, okay? So first off, if you're joining me on TikTok, thank you for joining me on TikTok. Tap the screen in front of you. We're about to get to 1,000 likes right off the bat. Amazing. Share the lives, okay? YouTube, if you are watching me on YouTube, go ahead and click the like button, share the live as well. We're going to be here for a bit, okay? But the main headline is this, okay? The main headline is this, okay? Is that we need to understand that the tickets are not going to average $305, okay? Here is a post that was made, and I hate to call these folks out because they've been doing pretty good content, okay? USMNT only on Instagram, okay? And they basically post the graphic: 2026 World Cup group stage tickets cost an average of $305, okay? And it says that amount, and then it breaks down, it gives a few paragraphs from this article by The Athletic, okay? So when I first saw this, when some of you started to first share this article with me by The Athletic, I was like, I didn't see any information there that said that the tickets were going to average $305 next summer. So we needed to do a little bit of digging. Right now on TikTok, you have the article in front of you. This paragraph discusses what the context of that $305 average is. So I'm going to read it out loud, okay? Regular tickets are expected to go on sale later this year, with prices yet to be fully detailed. So that automatically should have told all of these posts, do not say that the tickets will be at a price or not, because this information has not been revealed. I will talk about how I've done this twice already. Maybe the one time was a mistake. Actually, probably was a mistake. And the second time, it's only being corroborated by one other source of information. I can talk about that. Let me get there. When the United bid was presented by the US, Canada, and Mexico as part of its co-hosting application, the bid document stressed that its projection of $1.8 billion in ticket sales was conservative, and estimated that the group game ticket prices would average $305. So basically, what The Athletic was saying, correct, per person, right? What The Athletic was saying was this: that back in 2018, the United bid book would average the ticket prices would average $305, but this information was provided by the United bid book back in 2018. And let me repeat that again. Here in front of you, live on YouTube and on TikTok, although it's a little bit choppy here, okay? The tickets are not going to average $305. The United bid book back in 2018 said that they estimated that the group ticket prices would average $305. So you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, So why wouldn't it average $305? Because this price was given back in 2018, folks. This price was given in 2018. So the question here is, so how much would they cost? Higher. Higher, folks. We had the pandemic. We had global inflation. We had everything else happen in 8 years, 7 years time, and next year will be 8 years time. And as many people were saying, double. It's probably going to be double, more give or take 1.5% increase, 1.5 times increase, 2 times increase, whatever amount there. But the tickets are not going to be averaging $305 because we're giving people the wrong impression that tickets are going to be at around $175, $200, which funny enough, again, if you're watching on YouTube, here is the 2018 United Bid Book, their ticket pricing summary. If you want to watch this on YouTube, you can go ahead and do so right now. Okay? You can do so right now. Or actually, right here. I have it right here. I'm going to get out of the screen. Okay? I'm going to go out of my screen. This was the price point, and I'm doing this for TikTok, but here. These were the prices that were created back in 2018 for the bid in their United 2018 bid book. Okay? So, as you can see, Category 3 tickets would start at $174. Would have been fantastic if these tickets would be $174. Of course. But the reality is, they probably will not be that price. Okay? It will probably not be that price. So as you can see here, okay, in the United Bid Book 2018, and I'm zooming this in for my YouTube audience as well, okay, there's that $305 average price. Here on TikTok, you might not quite see it, but it's all the way over there, okay? $305 is the average ticket price, and at first, it was confusing as to the math, why it would be $305. None of the math was making sense, but some of you told me, oh, it's because there'll be more Category 3 seats than Category 1, so yes, the average would be that price. Okay, understood. But the reality is this, folks. This was created back in 2018. So as you can see, none of these posts on Instagram, on Twitter, anywhere made this distinction clear. They were reporting as if the price of average of $305 was going to be the price average next year without giving the context that it was based off of the 2018 bid book price summary. That is the lazy reporting that was going on the entire weekend. I'm showing it here on YouTube again. The post 2026 World Cup group stage tickets cost an average of $305, but they didn't give the context that this price was presented back in 2018. So how can you be telling people that this is the average without giving that very vital piece of context? It's insane. It's in the article, which is the crazier part. Holy inflation. What are the chances Infantino lowers the price? He won't lower the price, folks. Have you not seen the Club World Cup ticket prices? He's not going to lower the ticket prices like this, especially if they're the ones selling it. It's a menu. They're going to give us the price, just like in this bid book, and that's it. Any suggestions on getting 88 tickets? None right now at the moment. If enough demand might increase them after stopping sales. Exactly, Adrian. Just like how On Location did with the Mexico ticket packages. They saw that the demand was there. They stopped the sale. They increased the price 60%, tried to sell a little bit more, and then stopped again. So we do not know the price. The only indication of a price point was given by Kansas City Public Television earlier in January when they were interviewing the Kansas City CEO of their organizing committee. And he said that the reporter said that tickets will start at $323. Now, if you're watching again here, Remember, he said that, right? And I said, hey, tickets are going to start at $323. Well, some of you did point out correctly that that would have been the price for the Category 1 tickets. Again, listed back in the United Bid book in 2018. So, who was right, who was wrong? Was the reporter from Kansas City Public Television incorrect? Why didn't the Kansas City CEO correct them on the record? Hey, actually, that price is wrong. That's part of the 2018 bid book. You see what I'm saying here? That's the only piece of maybe confirmed information we have. Okay? So, when we're looking at these different social media posts, right? And I'm going to show one in Spanish again here on YouTube. Folks, I'm Travel Football Fan. I'm helping fans save money in Travel the 2026 World Cup. And part of this is understanding that the tickets are not going to average $305 next summer, okay? I have a live stream right now going on YouTube. I would appreciate if you join me there, of course, just to increase the views on my channel. But we're gonna continue on from here, okay? Here's another post in Spanish. Okay, that says, Mundial entradas de fase de grupo costarán entre 50 y $200. Where are they getting this information from? That tickets are going to go on sale for $50 to $200 for the World Cup. That is nowhere listed here except between this price right here. You see what I'm saying? So I don't understand the misinformation that is happening here in Spanish about these ticket prices. Para los que hablan español, les quiero que ustedes entiendan que estos posts que se hicieron durante el fin de semana de la madre están totalmente incorrectos. Tomaron el artículo del Athletic, no pusieron cuidado, no leyeron bien el artículo, no traducieron bien y no se dieron cuenta que la información que estaba dando The Athletic era información del libro del libro de la sede del mundial, que aquí lo pueden ver ahorita en YouTube. Ok, estos precios fueron entregados en el 2018. Entonces, sí, el averaje, claro, puede ser $305, está bien. Pero el problema es que este precio viene de este resumen de precios de la boleta en el 2018. Obviamente, esto no van a ser los precios para el mundial. Eso es lo que me da mucha rabia. Que mucha gente ahora va a pensar, oye, la boleta va a ser así de barata, no van a ahorrar suficiente dinero y ahí se jodieron todos ustedes. Eso es lo que les quiero evitar en este momento. ¿Ok? Bueno, ese fue mi punto en español. Obviamente voy a estar cambiando entre inglés y español. All right, let me answer some questions here in the meantime, now that we got the initial intro going in. Okay? So will there still be a lottery system late this year, or is that also early 2026? We don't quite know because according to Peter Tomazawa, Mr. Tomazawa, the CEO of the Seattle Local Organizing Committee, they're going to sell ticket packages later this year of the regular tickets, not single game tickets. That will be early 2026. When do you estimate the host tickets are available? Again, probably October to December, but in ticket packages. In ticket packages. Thank you, AP. But I gotta do it bilingual porque everybody here, what is this? I gotta be able to get that information in both languages. But thank you. All right, what other questions we got, folks? What other questions we have? Because this is really important to consider. I think I messaged USMNT. If I didn't, USMNT, I apologize if I'm calling you out, but I called out several other of y'all as well. Okay, and this is kind of like a friendly, professional call out of like, yo, y'all gotta pay attention to what you're posting there. Because you can't be saying that the source is the Athletic. The tickets will average $305 without the context of $305, which I only had to do a Google search, and look what the AI came up with. The average price for a 2026 World Cup group stage ticket is estimated to be around $305. Here's the key sentence. This figure was used in the United bid by the US, Canada, and Mexico to project ticket sales. The average price was mentioned as a projection in the bid documents. So all you had to do, folks, all people had to do, and look at the post. The posts are right there, right here. USMNT only, other posts. All you had to do was a simple Google search for this. which is the craziest part of this entire thing. All people had to do was a Google search and see that this price of $305 is based off the bid book. And so, as people are asking, what is the average? We don't know. We're basing this information, right? We're basing this information off of the 2018 bid book. Okay? Hey man, I'm a young college student. You think saving 1,000-ish this summer is enough to get me to a decent match? I live in CC, so would have to travel. Well, depends on what game, what category ticket. Depends which city you go into. Which, according, with Cincinnati, probably Philadelphia is your best bet. How are you traveling there? Are you gonna get there by bus, by Amtrak? I'm thinking really cheap option, or if you're gonna fly. And then hotel stay. You're gonna at least need what, 3 nights, maybe 2 nights, 2, 3. So maybe need a little bit more money than $1,000. What would be the best way to get tickets if I'm thinking of spending a week at a time at a different host cities? Is it using the lottery system center for a match I'm able to attend? Again, we quite frankly don't know what the process is going to look like later this year because they're going to sell ticket packages for the regular tickets. So we all have to recalibrate our strategy. We don't know if it's going to be, if we're going to have to buy a venue series package, or if we're going to follow the team, then we're going to have to figure out there downtown. So I quite frankly don't know how to answer that question because it's really going to depend on, on how it's going to be. I quite frankly do not know. Quite frankly, unfortunately, I can't really give you the answer for that one. But it's not as simple to answer that question as you can imagine. Okay, would tickets be available before the schedule is out or after? The schedule's already out. The ticket packages are going to start being on sale October to December before the draw. So that's already going to be that first phase. Okay, Tina, I will get to the right to buy tickets in a second. Okay. And then para Rusia, los precios de las entradas las publicaron 2 años antes, 6 de julio de 2018. Bueno, 6 de julio de 2016, querías decir, ¿no? En vez de 2018. So, what he's saying here is that the ticket prices were announced years in advance, correcto. Pero no se ha anunciado el precio de la boleta para el próximo mundial. No se ha anunciado en ninguna parte, menos hay rumores y que sí que vaina. Sin no tener contexto, sin no tener suficiente información. As I said, there really has not been any announcement of prices whatsoever. So this is leading to some other questions, okay? And I'll circle back to this main point that we're talking about today. So again, folks, if you're joining me now on YouTube Live, thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure you like the live, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell button, and share it. Y'all know what I got to do in order to make these views increase. Now, this question about what are the right to buys. Tina, I have created multiple videos on this on my YouTube channel, so I hate to just tell you go there, but it is quite a bit of an explanation. But TLDR, it is basically this, I don't want to call it scheme by FIFA because I don't want FIFA to come after me necessarily, because I know folks at FIFA are watching this, okay? But it is a ploy, I guess maybe that's the best word I can use, that FIFA has been using to sell these digital NFTs, okay, to go ahead and sell you this opportunity for you to skip the line to be able to purchase those World Cup tickets. That's what the RTB is. What they've been doing recently is that they are now making folks go ahead and put these RTBs in FIFA collect drops. Hold on, give me a second right here. Collect drop. Here we go. They're putting them in these packs where you then have to purchase tickets for the Club World Cup for you to get the RTB. And in some instances, you have to go to the game for the Club World Cup for you to be able to activate the right to buy. So it's very, I don't know how to describe it. And here on your screen, I'm showing you what the FIFA Collect Drop website looks like. But I think I recently reviewed the multi-stage Glory Bundle. Total waste of time. I only took 5 minutes to review it to tell folks that it was just not useful. It's a pointless pack to get. So if you're going through these packs, okay, if you're going through these packs, buyer beware. I cannot guarantee that you're going to get an RTB. Some people have had success with it, others haven't. They know the U.S. will pay higher prices, one of the biggest issues we have. Yes, Adrian, totally correct. Unfortunately, the American sports fan is so willing to pay the higher prices that is why probably FIFA has not released the prices yet, because they want to create that artificial demand, right? By people virtually saying, "Oh my God, I can't miss this World Cup," and then basically jack up the price insanely. That is absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct, and it's hit pretty much nail on the coffin in that respect. I only went to one World Cup match last time in Qatar. That's my first World Cup, okay? Brazil, South Korea. Flew out there on Emirates business class. My wife and I enjoyed a vacation in the United Arab Emirates, 11 of the 15 nights. Paid with, excuse me, paid with hotel points. Our business class flight, paid with miles. Of the $20,000 that was the value of that trip, we only paid $5,000 out of pocket because of the use of our points and miles. So that's how much money we saved. We basically went on a $20,000 trip for 75% off in that respect. Okay, so yeah. So again, that's what the RTBs are for. But again, coming back to the main news, the tickets will not average $305 for the 2026 World Cup. This has been a gross misreading of the article that is being referenced by The Athletic. Okay, if you're joining us now, you can go ahead and watch the live stream from the beginning. But the TLDR is people did not read the the article by The Athletic correctly. They just simply saw $305 average price and they just ran with that story without doing some basic reading of the article itself. Okay, Carlos, you can go ahead and DM me either on Instagram or on TikTok if you want to take a look at those travel packages for the world for next summer. Okay, so you can go ahead and take a look. Okay, it's not ticket packages; it is travel packages. Okay, but we can talk more. You can DM me on IG or TikTok. I'm from Tampa. Should I have around $2,000 if I plan to attend the second group stage, M&T in Seattle only? Okay, for Seattle, you're gonna want to think about a couple of things. You need at least 3 night hotel, and those hotels are going to be expensive because there's not the same number of hotel rooms in Seattle as there is, for example, in New York. One, okay. Airfare from Tampa to Seattle. Moving around Seattle, if you stay in the downtown area, you might pay more in hotel, but at least that will limit your costs in terms of transportation, so that might be good. Um, Ticket depends what ticket you're going to get. Depends on how many people you're going. Might be enough. Might be enough, but again, can we get you going with some points and miles? Can we get you some extra savings? That's why you want to book that travel consultation with me. It's available on my website, travelfootballfan.com. How can you get tickets to the games in Mexico if you live in the USA? Jesus, we don't know that process yet. Except, of course, if you book the travel packages that I am offering with Absolute Sport, that's one way. Or you can do the hospitality, that's another way. But again, the hospitality, much, 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 much more expensive. Do you expect tickets in Mexico, Canada to be cheaper than the US? No, Ayan. All prices will be the same. All prices will be the same. There's really no point for FIFA to be selling the tickets at a different price point based on the country. It makes no sense. It will complicate efforts, to say the least. Okay? Who do I think is winning the Europa League? Spurs. Let's go. All right. Other questions. Folks, again, for those of you joining, again, you might have seen these posts over the weekend saying that the World Cup tickets are going to average $305. That is wrong. This is the part of the article that they're referring to in The Athletic, and what they forgot to mention is that this average price of $305 came from the United Bid book that was presented by the three countries when they submitted this plan back 7 years ago. 7 years ago. So we are not going to see ticket prices at $305, folks, or as the average. We're not going to see it at that amount. Okay? Does anyone know how the venue-specific package worked for the last World Cup? Would love to know. Quite frankly, I don't know because I didn't do the venue-specific. It's a good question, though. I predict it's going to be higher. I predict the ticket prices are going to be higher. Again, the Kansas City public television interview that they had with the KC CEO of their local organizing committee, he said that tickets would start at $323. Again, that could have been the category 1 price that he was referring to. Okay, this price right here, the category 1, he could have been referring to that. I try to contact the Kansas City Public Television on multiple occasions. They have not returned my call to confirm where exactly they got this information. So I definitely think that based on this price summary that was submitted back in 2018, you should, I predict, would be double the price. I predict that the tickets will be double the price. You wish you knew the groups already. December 2025 is when the World Cup draw will happen. Okay, folks. Again, if you're watching here live stream on my YouTube, please like the live stream, share it, subscribe to my channel. I think I have about 70% of you watch my content and are not subscribed. Please subscribe. It's really helpful for me. Same thing on TikTok too. Make sure that you're following me here and also across my other socials as well. Hey, I just arrived. Just to catch me up, do you think the average price will be higher? It will be higher. The average will be higher. Do you think that there will be single game tickets available still for the U.S. Seattle when the tickets go on sale if FIFA keeps doing these packages? Highly doubtful. To be completely honest, highly doubtful. Okay, because those single game tickets are going to go on sale early 2026, and quite frankly, I think FIFA is pushing this package idea, saying that they have all their bags secured before next summer, and that if there's 10 tickets left at the stadium, cool, let there be 10 tickets left available at the stadium, but they're not going to run the risk of empty stadiums. And so I think the best way to go see the US, unfortunately, is going to be through packages, either through FIFA, etc. But it's going to be through packages because I just do not see how they're going to make a whole bunch of single game tickets available. I quite frankly do not see it. For Category 4, this price is local residents of the host countries. We don't have any information on Category 4. We don't. So that's why I can't really say, yes, it's going to be for locals. But again, I highly doubt that they made the World Cup in the United States to only charge U.S. fans $21. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that FIFA decided to put this World Cup here in the U.S. and they're going to be like, yeah, we're going to charge USA residents $20 for the World Cup. I highly doubt it. I think that would be, if I was the chief financial officer of FIFA, I would call that gross incompetence. I don't know what the average will be, but it's definitely going to be higher than $305, folks. I mean, take the prices from Category 1, 2, and 3, double it. I mean, we're kind of seeing the prices for the Skybots and, the business seats be about that price, maybe about 30% higher than it's indicated here. I don't know if that's a good indicator or not, but that's just what it is. So again, Juan Cuevas, I did host another live about this. That's why you need to subscribe to my YouTube. I'm basically hosting a radio show format every day on weekdays. I'm just doing a Sunday night special here. Okay, Juan, you need to be paying attention to my YouTube. I talked about it. The CEO of the Seattle Local Organizing Committee, Mr. Tomozawa, said that the packages of the regular tickets will go on sale October to December. That's all the information he gave. So yeah. But yeah, folks, that's why you need to join my YouTube. I'm hosting these daily, basically radio shows. 1 hour, about an hour, okay? And I'm gonna try to keep all of you up to date because we're less than 400 days to go. Watch my YouTube, same thing, Travel Football Fan, the same name, folks, same name across all socials. All right. Was planning on a 3-city trip to Mexico City, LA, and Vancouver. Seems my chances of getting tickets to those games will be slim. Any recommendations on this type of trip? Elio, just kind of like how I wanted to do. A 16 cities, 16 matches type of trip, right? Quite difficult because there's not a group that plays that combination of cities, first off. Okay? No group in the World Cup is playing that combination. I also made a YouTube video about that, about where the groups are going to be playing their matches. Even though we don't know the teams, we know what the schedule looks like. So go check that out. Okay? But I think your best bet is going to be paying attention to you need to look at the schedule, first off. Okay? Mexico City and Vancouver are going to have the majority of their games, and even LA in the group stage. Because LA, the farthest game they have is a quarterfinal. Vancouver, I believe, has a round of 16, and so does Mexico City. So if you are, and where are you starting from? I'm assuming LA. That's the other thing, right? This is where maybe my consultations will be more helpful. But just to try to help you out here for 2 seconds, if assuming you start in LA, I would go Mexico and then Canada instead, or Canada then Mexico, instead of coming USA to Mexico, back to USA, USA to Canada, back to USA. Again, in order to limit the border crossings, because again, you just don't know what these CPB agents are up against in terms of like how much they need to harass people. So your best advice is just go to Mexico, then to Canada, and then just finish back in the US. Am I going to Mexico and Canada? I would love to. Would love to. I'm official partners with the Monterrey local organizing committee, so I best believe you're gonna see me in Monterrey during the World Cup for sure. Like you're gonna see me in Monterrey, folks. It's a bummer because I was excited about getting my hopes up to travel around the U.S. for games, but FIFA will overprice everything. That is exactly right, folks. And I've been saying it since 2022 that this was going to be the most expensive World Cup ever. I've been saying it since 2022 because I thought was on travel. I did not. I maybe was a little naive on the ticket prices, but I had said I have been on record many, many times that this will be the most expensive World Cup because of the travel, because of just the logistics involved. People needed to save thousands. And look, right now, I only got $1,000 saved, folks. I am not ready for this World Cup either. I know it's been an up and down journey, but you know, I had almost $6,000 saved at the beginning of the year, but I decided to pay off my student loans. So pretty much having to start at zero. Juan Cuevas, thank you for the follow. I did see that. Appreciate it. When ticket packages drop, will FIFA give you a random selection of games and dates? I don't know. Unfortunately, I do not know on that one. You subscribe? Yes, dale, dale. Well, why, mom? You know, you're gonna have to look through all my videos, unfortunately. Would you recommend with the best games to go watch? I mean, that's a tough thing to say. You know, many folks are wanting to go about going to Mexico City because that is the inaugural match. Mexico will be the first country to host 3 separate World Cups, so that's gonna be a very special party there. But yeah, it's just really tough to say. You know, smart on the college loan payment. I mean, it is smart. I'd have no more student loan debt, so had to sacrifice potentially going to the World Cup to pay off my student loan. So, and considering what the current administration is doing right now to like garnish wages from people that haven't paid off their loans, like that's crazy, man. Bro, people voted for eggs and say they got an authoritarian government. It's crazy, bro. Talking previous World Cups into account, what local time do you assume these games will be held? Some games during the day, some at night? Yes, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's going to be some games in the morning. You know? I just want to follow England, to be honest. I'm assuming there will be a pack to follow them in the group. Yeah, most likely. You know, follow your teams are going to be very popular pack for sure. When can I look for the travel packages you offer? Jesus, you can go ahead and DM me for more information on that. Because we are offering those travel packages right now for the Mexico games for sure. So if you're a big fan of Mexico and you want to check it out, then you know go ahead and DM me for more information. All right. For the final as well, we have packages for the final and the semifinals as well. So go ahead and DM me on Instagram or TikTok for more information. 11 a.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 9 Eastern, possibly. But remember, if we playing games at 3 o'clock, it is going to be extremely hot. It's going to be hotter than Qatar. Let's think about that. So these games probably are going to try to avoid the 3 o'clock start times unless they're inside the stadium. Like inside dome stadiums like, you know, AT&T, Energy, maybe SoFi could be considered indoors, sort of. Like, unless they're in those stadiums, I doubt they're going to play any games at 3 o'clock. Quick question about the Mexico in the 2A bracket. If they win the bracket, would they be in game M73? And if they finish second in the group, they will go to Los Angeles, if that is the question, Joel. Or Joel. Apologies. So, if Mexico finishes second in their group, they will go to Los Angeles. Okay? They will go to Los Angeles. Okay? If they finish first, they stay in Mexico City. And their pathway would be, if they win out, they go Mexico City, Miami, Atlanta. If then they go to the second place, it would be LA, Houston, Boston, Dallas. And then the final. So, yeah, if they finish first, they stay in Mexico City. So it's really Mexico's advantage to win the group. Really need to avoid the afternoon watch time more so. Maybe a Seattle 12 o'clock can take over that 3 or 4 kickoff time. I would agree, AP Sagar. I would agree with that assessment because if you really think about it, again, the weather is just going to be nuts. You know, try to put a game at 3 o'clock at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, where I'm from. Like, eso va a ser un tremendo calor. No joda. Eso va a ser un tremendo calor. So, I don't think it would be very smart to put a game at 3 o'clock. For booking flights and hotels, how far out would you recommend booking it? Here's the complicated problem, right? As part of this complication with the ticket prices and everything. Okay, um, I'm gonna take this out of the YouTube for a second just to go back here to this article referred to by the Athletic. Okay, so the problem of booking flights out so far ahead of advance is that, and you can start booking them in August, realistically. Okay, um, the problem will be you don't I mean you're just gonna risk that you're gonna go to those specific cities at those days, and if you're able to get a ticket to that game, great, and if you don't, you go to the watch parties, to the fan festival. If that's the plan, that's the plan. You know, if that's the plan, that's the plan. Okay, you have an RTB for match 73. Okay, which I believe is Mexico City. You have to look at the World Cup schedule. Actually, let me just go ahead and look that up right now. World Cup 2026 schedule. We can look this information up right quick. Actually, let's try to help you out, boss. Let's try to help you out with this information. Okay. So here's the schedule. So, oh, can we zoom in on this? Any way to zoom in? No, there's no way to zoom in on this. Okay. I'll have to click on another one here. We're just trying to help out. We're just trying to help our compadre right here, figure out what his game is. Okay, so M73. Yeah, the M73 would be the LA. So if okay, so you have those RTBs. Yeah, so it's LA. So yeah, so basically, if you're trying to be selfish, I guess you want Mexico to finish second, so they go to LA. Pero the reality is, I really do think that you want Mexico to finish first, and that way they can go ahead and stay in Mexico City and play these two games, the round of 32 and the round of 16, and then they can go off to those other games. Zach, am I offering US travel package as well? Yes. DM me for details. People saying it's get us out of Qatar. Why doesn't FIFA host the World Cup during the winter then? You tell me, because UEFA, complained the last time so much about the World Cup being hosted in the winter, but honestly, it made a lot of sense. I mean, look, I had a great time in Qatar, at least in terms of the weather. So, yeah, I mean, people are gonna have to realize. Y'all don't want to do anything about climate change, right? We voted basically the most anti-climate change administration in here, and so then we're gonna be complaining about the hot weather. Then, then y'all shouldn't have voted for this guy. Y'all know who I'm talking about. ¿Sabes cuándo salen a la venta los juegos individuales de Hospitality? No se sabe todavía una fecha exactamente. Se han dicho más tarde este año, pero no han indicado una fecha específica, desafortunadamente. The thing is, the weather in the Northeast can be worse, snows and storms. Yeah, sure, I guess. I understand that. Mexico can possibly go through as a best third place team. Yes, but that's all complicated. Just like with the U.S., Philadelphia was hoping to host the USA in that July 4th game, right? For July 4th USA, but that would have to require the U.S. to finish in third place and in the right third place bracket, and the U.S. to win then the round of 32 match to get to that round of 16. So USA is probably most likely not playing in Philadelphia for July 4th. Okay. Why, Mom? I suggest you take a look at my on my other playlist. I do explain what the RTBs are right there. Thank you. Your content is awesome. I appreciate that, folks. I appreciate that. I know we've kind of deviated away from the main topic, which was about these posts, but happy to answer these other types of questions. I think that kind of adds variety to the show rather than just talk about the same thing and hammer it home every single time. So yeah. Please continue submitting your questions. Again, folks, make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you're watching me on YouTube, like the feed, like the live stream. Subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click on the bell button. That way, you are notified of these lives that I do. I've been doing a lot more lives. It's actually been very fun to do these lives. It kind of sounds like it's like doing like a radio show. In many ways, I've never really have ever seen myself be a radio show host in any type of form, but that's basically what these have become. So please go ahead, subscribe. That way you're notified of that. And I do create. I haven't created as much set piece videos, but I can see myself doing more of those videos. Of course, as we relate to specific pieces of policy, like with FIFA ticketing policy, for example, I can see myself doing a more set piece video on that topic. And of course, other content I'm going to be creating. I'm going to be going to to Barranquilla next month in order to see Colombia play against Peru for the World Cup qualifiers, and hopefully Colombia clinches. Maybe not at that point, but they have one foot in for the World Cup. And then, of course, I'm going to be in Monterrey also next month as part of my official partnership with the Monterrey Local Organizing Committee to bring you exclusive content on their preparations for 2026. I know many of you want to go to Mexico for basically for the vibes. And so that's why you want to follow me, or rather, I should say, subscribe to my YouTube channel for that content that is coming in June. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. All right. Um, this is going to be your first World Cup. I think the atmosphere at bars will be amazing. I think, yeah, look, we got to find the communities that are going to definitely support this World Cup. And I do think that there's going to be quite a few places in the U.S. that are going to be supportive of this effort. It's just we're going to have to find the right places, right? We're just going to have to find the right places. And I definitely do think that there are possibilities for us. I mean, New York is going to be fantastic to watch games. I could definitely see New York being a great place, you know? Man, I want to see a game in Monterrey and sit in that section. Well, you know what? They're going to take me to the stadium. We're going to do a full stadium tour, and I am going to take that picture. So it's just fantastic that I'm getting this opportunity and invitation by the Monterrey Local Organizing Committee to get that content. So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. They are thinking, let me tease this in a little bit. They are thinking, and they're just not, they don't know if they will, but they are thinking of opening the stadium throughout the World Cup, in between the games for fans to be able to take that picture. That's why they want to know if you guys are willing to go. And that's kind of part of my work going to Monterrey to create that content. And if you guys basically say, yes, please, we want to go, then they might do it, folks. They might do it. You might be able to influence that decision by Monterrey. You see any more Club World Cup ticket packs with RTBs dropping? Yes, actually they dropped one recently that it would be $2,300. Right here. The multi-stage glory bundle for RTBs. The insanity of these packs, man. I'm telling you. It's insane. It's insane. $2,300. It gets you 2 Category 2 tickets to 5 different Club World Cup games. And then you get an airdrop of 4 separate RTBs. One from the group stage, one from the round of 32, one of round of 16, and one round of the quarterfinals. For $2,300, this is ridiculous. This is absolute insanity by FIFA. I'm sorry, FIFA. You probably are watching, but this is insanity. This is insanity. The comments, chat, go into the comments. No mames, eso es para la renta. Basically, folks, es la renta. I missed the 2 Club World Cup for RTB. We're getting that now. Yeah, I mean, some of these, there's only really been only 1 or 2 of these right to buys that have been good. Other than that, not really. Seems like it would be a good moneymaker for Monterrey. I agree. I told them that. Charge a few bucks. People will still go for that picture. You can DM me. You can DM me on my Instagram and TikTok, folks. Dang, see, so some people only know me on my YouTube, and I've been around on TikTok for 4 years. It's crazy. I've only just decided to post a lot more on YouTube. But granted, I mean, with a year out, it kind of makes a lot more sense. That's the advantage with Collect. You'll have an advantage with flights and hotel bookings. Yes, but again, you needed to have the money, Junior. And I know we've had this conversation before. You just need to have the money in place. And if you don't have the money in place, then yeah, then the FIFA Collect probably is not your best pathway because you need to have the money. I also heard from the FIFA Collect Discord, you don't have to use the Club World Cup tickets to be able to use the World Cup RTVs. I think for a lot of them, but my advice to you, Joel, is read the terms and conditions. Make sure that you're reading the requirements of that pack to make sure that you're not doing that. I should probably join that Discord. Not gonna lie to you. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of you in that Discord and in that community that have found these packs very useful, and I'm not gonna knock them for it. I've never been comfortable with NFTs myself. Um, so yeah, I just really haven't felt the desire to get into that field. I really don't have the money right now to get into that field either. So yeah, you know. So what's the article that you have as a background on your TikTok? No, that's from the 2018 bid book. Okay. The article I'm referring to, and you can see it here on YouTube, is the article that came out from The Athletic by Adam Crafton on May 6th. Okay, let me go back down to that. So this was the paragraph that people were referring to on those social media posts, that they were saying, oh, the average of the ticket is going to be $305 next year. No, it is not going to be $305. The average of $305 was from the 2018 bid book ticket price summary. And that was the big piece of context that these posts were leaving out. But you need money regardless of amount is hospitality regular. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, Junior. I agree. Totally agree. We all have realized that we needed a lot more money than we thought we needed. So yeah. So again, so coming back to this, the Athletic article, right? The problem with these posts, and I'm going to switch back to the one by the USMNT only. Okay, see how it said that are expected to go on sale later this year, and it is estimated that the group stage game prices would average $305. That's all they said. They didn't give the context that this $305 came from the 2018 bid book. Had these folks had done a simple Google search, this information would have popped up in the AI search engine. So that was the problem with this. And then you have these other posts, apparently from Ecuador, saying that the tickets are going to cost between $50 and $200. In what universe? In what universe are they going to cost $50 to $200? You know? To be fair, most accounts and social media outlets really only read headlines and not going to take more content. I agree with you, but that's the problem, right? That's exactly the problem. Because by removing this context of, hey, this number was presented back in 2018, you're now you're leading fans to believe that the tickets are going to be much cheaper than what they're actually going to be. Este jueves es el Congreso de la FIFA de este año, tal vez tengamos alguna novedad. De pronto, Adrián, yo le voy a estar poniendo poco de cuidado a ver qué es lo que dice Infantino. Obviamente lo que dijo Infantino esta semana que pasó, fue que el Mundial de las Mujeres va a subir a 48 equipos para el Mundial del 2031, que pues, qué conveniencia que le queda a los Estados Unidos el Mundial de Mujeres más grande también. Una conveniencia tan tremenda, ¿no? En ese sentido. Entonces, digamos, esa fue la noticia grande ahí que pasó esta semana pasada, pero sí, como tú indicas, el Congreso de la FIFA va a estar en reunión esta semana y pues vamos a ver qué más dicen. No creo que van a decir nada tanto del Mundial, pero vamos a ver qué dicen, ¿no? Are the games fixed price? Yes. So two unpopular teams playing in the group would be the same price as any other. That is correct. At least that's how it was for Qatar. Again, unless they decide to sell these tickets through Ticketmaster or they decide to do some other like rickety, dumb thing that they've never done before with the World Cup, that's what we should expect to see. You know? Yeah, that's what we should expect to see. Football Stories, thank you for helping me answer some of these questions here, you know? Appreciate it. They just be saying anything for clicks. I mean, sometimes these posts are doing that. They're just saying anything for clicks, but that's the problem. Folks are not having context, you know? Folks are not having context on what they're reading, on what to expect. So yeah, will there be any fan fest in Miami? Fraga, you know what? I've not heard anything from Miami about fan festivals. I assume there'll be one at the beach. I assume that was how it was the last time, but there really hasn't been any other information about it. How much are World Cup final tickets? We don't know anything about final tickets. Are the FIFA packs useful or just a quick money grab? They can be useful to some of you if you know how to use it. You know, Miami got to step up their game. No sé, man. Miami, they haven't contacted me. That's how much they need to step up. Miami has not contacted me to do any work for them. Your prodigal son, you know, de Miami, del 305, el chico de aquí de Miami, ni me han llamado todavía, ni me han mandado un email para decir, hey, yo, you want to work together? They haven't even sent me anything, folks. So these ticket prices were the ones that were submitted back in 2018 in the United Bid Book. Back in 2018. These were the ones submitted. So you can take a look at this and double the price, and that's what I predict will be the ticket prices. At least double this. That's why the average will not be $305, it'll be higher. So yeah. Thank you for the follows, folks. Thank you for the follows there on TikTok. But yeah, Miami, oye, Miami, si me están mirando, hermano, pues si yo vivía en West Kendall, en las aguaceras, un poquito sur de las aguaceras. Soy de Miami. Y ni me han llamado, no me han preguntado si quieren trabajar juntos para promover Miami. No han querido decir nada. Pues vamos, vamos. En vez de estar con gente que no son de allá, pues conéctate con uno que es de allá. De una vez. So what does the category 1 through 5 mean? Well, it's only category 1 through 4. Category 1 is the most expensive seats, sideline. Category 2 is going to be around that section. Some of it mostly is going to be behind the goal. Category 3 are going to start being more nosebleeds. We have no information on category 4. We don't have information on category 4. So yeah. Yeah, you should have one case saved for 2 people saved to a minimum, not including travel. Yeah, probably. And that's for some of you. You might need to save more money based on your travel plans. Is there a limit on a price increase on official FIFA resale tickets? Yes, at least there was in Qatar. I went to one game in Qatar. I went to the South Korea versus Brazil because my wife and I were mostly chilling in the Emirates, enjoying their wonderful 5-star hotels. All right, dale. I'm gonna scoot over right here on TikTok. Go ahead, take the screenshot right there. All right. If I don't get tickets to a certain game, but I'm still in the city, what are some of the things I can do to still be active and make the most of my trip? They're going to more likely have fan festivals at those cities. Some of these cities are going to have fan festivals the entire duration of the tournament. Others are going to do it only at when there's a game happening at their city. So we'll have to wait and see exactly on those details. Philadelphia, New York, Dallas, and I believe Monterrey, or at least, those first 3 cities want to commit to fan festival every single day open. Monterrey said they're planning to be also open every day. I think the Zocalo in Mexico City also planning to be open the entire time. Do you apply for a certain category? Yes, you do apply for a certain category. I don't know about the information about the category 4 tickets. For the 2022 World Cup, where were the seats located for category 4 tickets? I don't know because I bought category 2 tickets. We're getting a travel football fan collab with a FIFA committee before GTA 6. Yo, that's exactly right, Sergio. That's exactly what happened. We got the travel football fan collab with an official FIFA organizing committee before GTA 6. We definitely had that. I think category 4 citizens of the host nation. You know why I don't believe that? Because there's no way in hell they're going to sell 2 Americans tickets to the World Cup for $21. There's no way in hell that's gonna happen, folks. Like, there's no way they're gonna give Americans $21 tickets. They put the World Cup here for a reason, to make money off of us. How many times did I apply for World Cup tickets? I think no, I actually didn't apply. I actually purchased my tickets when they had them in the open sale. So didn't apply. Would be able to buy tickets. Oh my goodness, TikTok things. I am. Which of these objects has a brim? You mean the hats? Wow, TikTok has these like weird things about times and everything. I'll pull up for $21. No, it's not gonna be $21, folks. That's what I'm saying. It's not gonna be $21. Like we can't. There's no way Category 4 is for U.S. citizens. Like, there's no way. No, guys, for the World Cup, it's gonna be straight up FIFA. Okay, World Cup is FIFA. All right, that's where you're getting your tickets from FIFA. Okay, parking isn't even going to be that cheap. Exactly, folks. Like, we got to think about this a little bit more, all right? Parking is not going to be $20 for the World Cup. And remember, we might not be able to park at the majority of these stadiums because FIFA requires rings of security. So this might not even be parking at the World Cup. And if there was, parking's going to be more expensive than the ticket. No way, folks. No way. No way. No. I know what you're saying, because I know what you're saying. But this is the reason why I'm showing this over here on TikTok. Why I'm showing the prices and also on YouTube is because this pricing summary was back from 2018. This was back from 2018. So all of these posts that you saw over the weekend, the average of the tickets are going to be $305. No, it's not. They took that information from this bid book back in 2018. So it's information that they've been presenting to people throughout the entire weekend, completely out of context. How do you get tickets if you purchase through the Absolute Sports package? DM me, Stephanie, for more information on that. But again, it's a travel package. Yes, your game ticket is included, of course, but it is a travel package. It is not a ticket brokering system or service that we offer. It is travel packages. We're selling experiences, okay? So go ahead and DM me for more information if you need. $500 ticket, $100 parking, and $200 for food. That's probably about right. That's probably about right. Maybe except ATL, because ATL does have a very good policy on concessions pricing from what I've seen. I've never been to a game in ATL, but I have seen that they, do sell like the hot dogs like very affordable prices. So, maybe Atlanta might not be as expensive on the food, but clearly, like folks, category 4 is probably not going to be available for Americans. That must be it might be ADA is would have been my initial guess. ADA. And no, don't be thinking about breaking your leg. Come on, people. All right, let me catch us to some other comments here on YouTube. At this point, if I don't have enough save them, I just fly to those cities and enjoy the atmosphere. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do that. For the Club World Cup, some Category 1 tickets are also close to $300 after taxes. Exactly. So if FIFA has been so unwilling to drop the price of the Club World Cup tickets, there's no way in hell they're going to offer $20 tickets to U.S. fans for the World Cup. There's just no way. No way. You should really be in the Discord so you can see the RTB video FIFA Collect pull out. Yo, Joel, go ahead and invite me to the Discord. Send me information on that on IG, because I'd be interested to just pay attention. Mexico City said all games as well. Yeah, for FanFest, yeah. For an explanation, Category 1 is the spectator on the sideline, correct. Category 2 on the corners. Yep. Thank you, Brandon, for sharing that on YouTube. Appreciate you. But again, I can't imagine Category 4 being for citizens. Thank you for the follow, Arbito. Thank you. I can't imagine Category 4 pricing being for citizens, because there's no way FIFA is selling those ticket prices to U.S. citizens for $20. There's no way. You can get a hot dog for $21. At some stadiums, yeah, you probably could. That's what I'm saying. I just do not see FIFA skipping on a generational bag by giving U.S. fans the chance to buy World Cup tickets for $20. I just do not see it. Mercedes-Benz says cheap food. Yep, that's what we're talking about. The main reason why I'm planning this trip is to watch Ronaldo and Messi play the last World Cup. Well, that's if Ronaldo plays. Maybe Messi might not even play. What are some other players you should be watching out for? Chat. Add some other players that maybe they should be looking out for. Yeah, $20 on FIFA not happening. No, of course not. Yeah, I don't know why people in that article, if the keyword in that article is average, and $305 seems way too low for an average ticket. Exactly. And again, it's because they didn't read the article on The Athletic correctly. Here's the paragraph. When the United bid was presented by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico as part of its co-hosting application, the bid document stressed that its projection of $1.8 billion in ticket sales was conservative and estimated that the group game ticket prices would average $305. Okay, and here's that piece in the article for TikTok as well. Okay, that was the context that is needed for this information. That this came from the 2018 bid book. So it was never going to be that amount, folks. The average is not $305 next year, because that's new information we got. It's the average was reported back in 2018. So yeah, went to Formula One here in Miami recently. Parking alone was $75. So you think FIFA's gonna sell tickets for $21 if the parking for Formula One was $75? No way. No way. Discord for FIFA Collect is great, bro. Information is top notch. Hey, please feel free to invite me. We'd love to be, in the know. We'd love to know more. Just to be in those conversations, because if it's really good information, that's good to know. Won't Argentina and Spain play here like a couple months before the World Cup? Or you think that game will be held in Europe? I don't know about the Finalissima. Honestly, the Finalissima is kind of like a pointless game in my humble opinion. And Wembley, they're not playing in England. There you go. But again, I really don't see any point in hosting the Finalissima or just going to that game. I don't know. To me, it's not really that important of a game. Copa America final was 2K per ticket. Follow my team for 6K. Is it worth it? I don't know. I mean, follow my team for where? Hospitality? I don't know. I don't think I've seen. I think the cheapest hospitality for follow my team has been 7K, if I'm not mistaken. Dale, Junior. Thank you. Appreciate it. The package came out. Package came out for what? It's not regular tickets. I know that. Yeah, it's probably hospitality, right? Yeah, that's those have been out already. Hospitality, 7K around there. I mean, again, folks, that's only pavilion. Yeah, in my humble opinion for hospitality, I quite frankly do not see pavilion as hospitality. I see hospitality from what is it, the VIP Champions Lounge up. I think that's more hospitality. That's more like the vibe that I want to feel when I am doing something that is of that caliber of a product. Because I'm not dropping. Quite frankly, I think the pavilion is not like as cool of a product as the other ones. Of course, the other ones are gonna be more expensive, right? I get that. Um, I feel like I can get more value. Okay, and again, you can look at my reviews of these hospitality packages on my YouTube as well. So again, for those of you on YouTube, subscribe. Go to my YouTube, subscribe. What is Pavilion Fraga? Exactly. Go to my YouTube. I reviewed all these different products of the hospitality. But my point is that Pavilion doesn't seem to be as bougie. I guess that's the best way to describe it. It's not the bougiest product for hospitality. So I rather go one level up and be in a bougier environment for hospitality where I can maybe drink better stuff, for example, right? So instead of just having access to beer and wine, the next level up is spirits. I'm more of a spirits person. I want to drink some rum. I want to drink some scotch. I want to drink some Hennessy. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather drink that, right, and take more value out of that than anything else. Junior, I got the invite for the Discord, so appreciate you, Junior. You know, o son guaro, lo que sea, lo que sea, right? Pero que sea que lo disfruto, right? Que disfruto el licor en el partido. So I think that there's more I can get out of value, more value I can get out of the higher price hospitality packages in Pavilion. Having said that, folks, I know y'all trying to get to these games. I'm not trying to shame anyone that does Pavilion hospitality, and maybe it is good, but from what I've seen, it doesn't seem as great. But again, you go ahead and do you. You know, it's as simple as that. You know, you do it as simple as that. Okay. So yeah. All right, folks, we've hit an hour. I usually only do the lives for about an hour, but I see that there's a lot of people here on YouTube right now, and I want to keep this momentum going. I know we're approaching 11 o'clock here on the East Coast, so maybe I can go for another 15 or 20 around there. Keep asking questions, keep answering questions as well, and we could just go over from there. Decided not to go to the concert to save money. I mean, that's probably gonna have to be your plan for the next year, folks. Any other little extra things you don't have to do, don't do them because that's gonna help you save some money in that respect. So that might be your best decision at that point, you know. So yeah, your price prediction: category 1 590, category 2 400, category 3 350. Yeah, I mean, I think the average is not $305. I think the starting price is going to be, if not 305, it's going to be somewhere around that price range. You know. So yeah, yeah. All right. So what games am I going to? I hope to go to the Colombia ones. You know, like, and even if it's in the U.S. and I know there's been a lot of, like, a lot of talk about what's been going on here in the U.S. I live here in the U.S. myself, so yeah. I hope that if the situation doesn't calm down, at least it's something that we can try to navigate, in a very smart way. Will and like I said, I'm definitely gonna be supporting Colombia. I hope Colombia plays. I mean, yeah, like I kind of hope they play here, because it's easier for me to travel to. But I will try to make the effort to at least go see a Colombia game. $6,000 enough to secure a ticket to the final? No, 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 folks. The final, if we looked at the hospitality package, and I know I did this in one of my in one of my lives, okay, the pavilion product for the venue series for MetLife, okay, the price started at $10,000, but it ends up at 25,000 because the pavilion ticket price for the final alone was $15,000. $15,000. So if that is the pavilion price standard, I would anticipate the regular ticket price, maybe category, yeah, regular ticket price being around 5,000. Yes, final for the no speed is gonna be 5K minimum. I agree. I agree. So yeah, folks, it's gonna be the most expensive World Cup. Okay, it's gonna be the most expensive World Cup. I'm taking out a loan, no cap, fam. It better be 0% interest on that loan, man, because then that ticket's gonna be much more expensive. 5K cheapest. That would be a educated prediction. How much was the final price in Qatar? I think the cheapest ticket for the final was $2,000, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was $2,000. I didn't go to the final in Qatar, but I think it was $2,000 for the final, if I'm not mistaken. Thank God I already have 15K saved. Dial it, Brandon. Dial it. It's good stuff. 5K cheapest for the final. I am making an educated guess that that would be that. Should have went to Qatar. Folks, Qatar was fine, man. Qatar was good. Qatar was nice. My wife and I felt safe, especially my wife. You know, my wife felt very safe, very comfortable. I didn't have to worry about her. Nothing. We had a good time. I mean, it was for the 1 night, 2 days that we were there, but we had a good time. FIFA just squeezing the lemon out of the customers. They need to do is drop the starting price at $30. This will be full. Yes, agreed. Especially for the Club World Cup, but you know, we in America apparently love to overpay for sporting events. So I have 8K saved up. Is that enough for 2 games in the final? Nope, it's not. When you just added the final, you gotta think minimum 5K for the final. And remember, that's just to get into the game, folks. Where are you staying at? How are you going to travel to the New York, New Jersey area? You got to think about all these extra things, folks. Have you been in a lottery with the World Cup tickets? No, I bought my Qatar tickets. I bought with what is this? I bought them in the open market, like when they had the open sales through FIFA. So yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any other safety issues. I think Miami just dropped the ball on security, and so did the stadium. And yeah, my people too need to act up a little bit better. So yeah. Honestly, for the final, it's better to watch at home. I mean, yeah, unless you get an invite, you know. You live in the New York area. Well, bet, bro, Brandon, but you set. You set. You good to go, bro. You'll be traveling from Australia. Okay, yeah, you probably gonna need a little bit more money, my friend. Yeah, travel points and miles by any chance? That'd be another good way to save money on your travels. Um, Maybe Daniel. I don't know because we don't have the full price list yet. We do not have price list. Appreciate all this info. Hey man, appreciate you for staying up on a Sunday night, as well. How about we wrap this up in a couple minutes? Because it's gonna be 11 o'clock here on the East Coast. Already starting to feel the energy levels go down for me myself personally. But I mean, this has been one of the more well attended lives here on YouTube Sunday night. Let's see if I can try to do this a little more. Yeah, still stressed out. Yeah, I get it, folks. I mean, for those of you in New York, I think you do have a unique advantage. For those of you that live in New York, in my humble opinion, because you get to go up on the Amtrak to either Boston or Philly. You get to fly to Toronto. You could take the Amtrak, but it's gonna take a little longer. You could fly to Toronto. The teams. Pay attention to this, New York folks. Group I. I have made a YouTube video about it. Group I is gonna be, I think, the most competitive of all these groups because they're going to travel the least amount. They're going to travel less because all the games will be on the Northeast, on that Toronto, New York, Philly, Boston area. Okay, so I would pay attention to Group I. Those are going to be some of the best games because those players are not going to be traveling as much. Definitely the most stressful attending World Cup in my opinion. Yeah, I agree because of all the other crap that we had to deal with getting into the country for those of you coming from abroad, and even U.S. fans here in the U.S.-based fans here as well. Diego Rocha, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, folks. Again, as we wrap up, please make sure that you're following me on TikTok. Okay. YouTube, great numbers tonight. Please make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube, like the live. I mean, at this point, we're going to end, so maybe you don't need to share it, but click on that bell button so that way you're notified of my next ones. Why do I say that they won't be $305 average? Because they took that information from the 2018 bid book and did not provide the context. The 2018 bid book said that tickets will average $305, but that was 7 years ago. The prices will go up. The average will go up. Is it going to be more dangerous in Brazil, though? Again, danger, I'm thinking about it as a Latino, especially for those of you coming from abroad. There's been reports that Colombians are being searched unnecessarily, extra, at Miami International Airport because no damn reason given. So, for some people, that's more dangerous. Just think about it. Do you know when FIFA will drop a new package on the FIFA Collect? Should I be buying RTBs? Canada, that's a whole separate conversation. I do have lives on that. I know some folks here have purchased RTBs. You might want to go ahead and connect with them as well. But what do you recommend doing if you want to go to any Mexico match? What do you mean, Yoselin? You're going to have to be a little bit more specific on that question in terms of what? Travel or the ticket? Like, yeah. You think Trump suspending habeas corpus is going to affect everything? Absolutely. Why would you trust anyone coming up to you saying that they're the police if they suspend habeas corpus? What are you going to do? You're going to let them kidnap you? Fam, those are the types of stupid questions that ruin the World Cup. And that's why I have to talk about them, now that you brought the question up. Suspending habeas corpus basically means that the police can just detain you for no reason and you have no legal recourse. So we're going to go ahead and tell foreign fans to come here, suspend habeas corpus, and then they're just going to be scared for their lives? Wow, what a generational fumble when it comes to not making money. You're going to scare people away. Hola, la compra en el mercado de la página FIFA se hace con criptomonedas. Sí, con la de FIFA Collect sí se hace con las criptomonedas. Yo no he hecho una de esas compras, pues no tengo tanto interés en comprar esos right to buys, esos RTBs. Pero sí se tiene que hacer con criptomoneda, pues porque así lo están haciendo ahí en ese sitio de la FIFA. Correcto. Will it be hard to get tickets for opening date? Yep, it's gonna be hard to get those Mexico opening tickets, folks. We are selling. At least I'm offering travel packages. Consider a backup plan of going to the fan festivals. Your transportation again just depends on where you live. So I do offer those consultations, folks, as well. Okay, you can book it on my website, travelfootballfan.com, for $40. And in 30 minutes, we will create a customized money and travel plan just for you to get you ready for 2026. And so with that, we don't know how much the average ticket price will be, but it will not be $305. That I can guarantee you, folks. It is going to be much more expensive. It is going to be the most expensive World Cup, period. Who else besides Mexico will play in Guadalajara? We won't know until December 2025 when the draw happens. Okay. Will resale go crazy? I am sure it will, folks. I'm pretty sure it will go crazy. All right, let's do final 5 minutes of questions then. Again, great viewership on YouTube right now. We'd love to continue talking, but again, I want to make sure that I am offering good info. So, folks, if you feel like we're good, then we're good. How does a ticket come with travel package of sport if the ticket haven't been sold? Because Absolute Sport works directly with the federations. That's right, and they're the official travel partner for CONMEBOL as well. So they work with CONMEBOL, they work with federations. That's how they get the ins. But again, don't focus on the ticket. It's the travel experience out of it. Of course, ticket's part of it, but it's the fact that you do have to, with Absolute Sport, you get your hotel covered, you get your game day transportation, you get all these other aspects of your travel covered. So it's a full total package experience. So yeah, but that's how they get the in. They have the connects with the federations, and with CONMEBOL. So yeah, that's what we're mostly focused with LATAM teams. But we go from there. How would we buy the tickets straight from FIFA? FIFA.com/tickets. They will have to give us more information on that. We actually don't know what that process is going to look like right now. But again, considering that the sale happening later on October to November is probably going to be those ticket packages as noted by the CEO of the Seattle Local Organizing Committee, then I don't even know how that process is going to look like, because it's totally new compared to previous World Cups. So we also won't know exactly how that process is going to look like. It's just one of those things where this World Cup, they're introducing so many new things that it's really creating a sense of confusion, or rather lack of kind of I guess familiarity. Oh my god, I can't even pronounce that right. So yeah, why are they so expensive, folks? Because we're in America, man, and FIFA thinks that everyone in America has money. You know, um, Sergio, you can pick any category. You can upgrade the travel package to the category ticket that you want. Actually, how about you DM me Sergio, and I can send you more information there. But yeah, okay, folks. I think let's go ahead and let's wrap it up now, folks. Thank you so much again. TikTok. Make sure you're following me, okay, and following me across all other socials as well. I offer my travel consultations on my website, travelfootballfan.com, for $40. 30 minutes will get you a customized money and travel plan ready for you to go. If you're watching me on YouTube, also make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. Okay, subscribe to my YouTube, like the live, click on the bell button. You'll be notified on when these lives will happen again. I am trying to stream at least an hour every day on weekdays with new information. Hopefully, we'll have something new happen tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. Okay, but happy to talk, make it more like office hours type of situation as well. Okay. When you bought tickets for 2022, did you pick your exact seats? No, just the category. FIFA assigns the seats. Okay, trying to wrap up here. But yeah, again, folks, thank you so much. I think this was a successful Sunday night edition of the Travel Football Fan Show. Again, I'm trying to keep it to weekdays, but so much crap was posted this weekend that I felt the need that I needed to jump in and yeah, just really help um, bring some clarity to everything that has happened for sure. So thank you for the gifts, for the flowers, for the roses. Thank you so much. Y claro, no, muchas gracias a todos ustedes por con su sintonía. Look, I'm also running out of voice too, so boom. Let's go ahead and let's end this now. Again, thank you so much, folks. YouTube.